Hey friends, so we're going to continue talking about e-cigarettes and vaping. So the important thing for you to take away from this is that e-cigarette vapor is not water vapor. A lot of times people think because it's called vaping that you're just inhaling water vapor, but in fact, it is an aerosol. Think of like a spray can of hairspray or bug spray, and it's made up of really small particles that contain nicotine, a really addictive substance, and harmful chemicals. So an aerosol is a suspension or a bunch of tiny particles of liquid, solid, or both within a gas, as opposed to water vapor, which people think that is in a gaseous phase. So when you think that you're vaping in water, you are actually inhaling a lot of really dangerous chemicals. Nicotine is really harmful. Nearly all e-cigarettes and all tobacco contains nicotine. Nicotine is a highly addictive chemical. As a teenager, your brain is still developing, which makes it easier for you to get addicted to nicotine. Addiction is a brain disease. This means once you start using nicotine-based products like e-cigarettes or any kind of tobacco, your brain gets rewired and restructured, and it makes it really hard to quit using any product that contains nicotine. There is a large amount of nicotine in each Juul pod. Juul is the most popular brand of e-cigarettes in the United States. These devices are not different than any other e-cigarettes, but they're kind of the go-to brand or the mostly easily identified with. Sometimes people think of Juul as the iPhone of e-cigarettes because it's really easy to use, has a sleek design, and it's a really well-known brand. There are a lot of flavors in e-cigarettes, and this is something that makes them really desirable, especially for young people. Did you know that there are over 8,000 e-cigarette flavors on the market, and 99% of them contain nicotine? So sometimes people will think, well, this one doesn't have nicotine, or sometimes they don't all have nicotine. 99% of them do. E-cigarette companies claim to use flavors to help adults quit or stop using traditional cigarettes, but they are the real reason that most kids or young adults get hooked on nicotine and tobacco products. Something that's also really shocking that we don't always think about is other ingredients that are in e-cigarettes. Some of these ingredients are used in fog machines. Others are used to help preserve dead bodies with embalming fluid, and also really toxic chemicals that have or contain metal shards. So really dangerous things in addition to the nicotine. So your exit ticket for today is that you're going to list a negative consequence of using e-cigarettes, and some possible answers are that they cost a lot of money. It can cost about $50 just to get started, and then you have to keep filling and refilling those cartridges with different pods. It can lead to a long-term addiction, toxic chemicals. You could get in trouble at school or with the law. It can harm your body, and ingesting some e-liquids can actually be fatal. So on your exit ticket today, you're going to list or write one or more negative consequences related to using e-cigarettes.